How's your day? Huh? How was your day, Hogg?
Do you not know YouTube, LTW?
That think Grimm would even understand why you joined LTW in the first place without him knowing?
Okay, let's get this out the way. Grimm is one of the smartest individuals that I know. He is cunning. He is deliberate. He is very intelligent. On top, the way he has for so long. Now, I'm not saying that he can't be beaten because I've beaten him. But people need to understand Grimm will go to any length to do what he has to do. Trust me, I have been in the ring with him multiple times. I know this.
So, since you've been with LTW all along, do you think Ace Marksman will pick up the W against Grimm come Grimmomania?
Answer, yes.
Now, when you first watched wrestling in general, who is your favorite wrestler of all time?
Mankind, Mick Foley, Cactus Jack. I really enjoyed the way WWE transitioned him in between those two characters.
From being a person in a strap mask to a person who's going through hardcore.
So, people seem to forget, like, I've done a lot more hardcore wrestling, even in Grimm's, than regular wrestling. GTS, there's no rules. The only rule is rope break. You can hit each other with chairs. You can hit each other with pans. The rules in GTS are one, rope break. But that's the difference. In LTW, there's rules. However, LTW has a show May 15th in Toms River, New Jersey, where me, Hogg, will also be going for the LTW Hardcore Championship.
I believe that you will win that match.
I do too. Newsy, no offense. But I'm going to beat you. Just like at Grimmania, I'm going to beat the other men in the match.
So, what you're saying is that you are confident of winning the GTS Hardcore Championship right before you think Ace Marksman's going to...
I'm no. Do not do that. Do not go putting words in my mouth. Well, I'm going to win the GTS Championship first. I don't care who wins between Ace or Grimm or this person or that person. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to work for both companies no matter what. And I'm going to be the hardcore champion of both companies no matter what. No cap. I'm the one that no one wants, Hogg. And I'm going to prove why no one wants me, because no one wants me, because I like to get violent and I like to be irritable. I'm going to be so irritable and violent that I don't give them a choice.
You're beating everybody but one man. Me. The speed machine. See, Hogg.
Do not irritate thy pig. Because when my pig gets irritated, people get hurt. Unfortunately for you, my friend, you're the Ohio Speed Machine. You are a 10 to 16-hour drive away to even prove you wrong.
You never know. I might just come up to New Jersey one day. You never know.
If one day I'll be there to defend both of my titles.
One day,
Technically,
this mask may just represent a horror character, but this mask represents me. Because when this mask goes on, it's game over. Whoever gets in the ring with me.
I'll keep that in mind.
Also, you're kidding.
So you've faced a lot of people in the on the GTS roster, and of course the LTW roster. Like you said before, you've been on LTW since the beginning. And
yes.
So, which guy would you want to face that you haven't faced yet, either in LTW or GTS?
So GTS, I actually really, really want to work. Actually, no, because I faced him. Honestly, the only person who I don't think in GTS I haven't had a one-on-one match with, at least a notable one to where it wasn't interrupted or anything like that, is Hogg. LTW, I've pretty much either beaten everyone or had a match with everyone, but the World Heavyweight Champion Violence is always a good target. Or even Vincenzo. So those are my two for LTW, and you can even put Vincenzo in for GTS too. So those are the kind of the three people who I'd like to face. Oh, no, you know what? No. Top one, honestly, I've wanted to face him everywhere we've worked together. Billy Mike Swanson. Billy Mike Swanson, since I think we've had one match together, and that was at the warehouse 2 years ago. And I know he's gotten better. I've gotten better. Last time we faced, I was only back in the business for 2 months, so I had like 2 months of training in.
Yep. So Philly Mike Swanson is the one that you want to have a match with that can bring some notoriety.
Yeah, but honestly, if I was to face Billy Mike Swanson, I wouldn't want it to be a hardcore match. I'd want it to be a straight wrestling match. See who can beat him. See who can beat who one-on-one in a fair match. No weapons, no disqualification, nothing except pure skill. I think that would be fun.
Well, this kind of relates to you being specializing in hardcore. What do you think of Rob Van Dam being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame?
I was actually never, don't get me wrong, I loved RVD and Rey Mysterio as a tag team back in the day. But Rob Van Dam is a great wrestler, but I don't think he did enough. Popular opinion, I know, but I always thought that, I don't know, Rob Van Dam to me is like Eddie Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero is my favorite all-time wrestler. The difference is Rob Van Dam is the striker out of the two, I guess.
So, after you possibly win, or you're gonna win the Hardcore Championship at Grumamania, do you think there is another belts that you could add to the other shoulder, or just focusing on the hardcore championship?
To one day hold the YouTube title, whether that be Cheney or Onslaught that wins that, I really don't care. I know I can beat them both. Me and Cheney have wrestled in like 5 or 6 different companies at this point. Carl or Onslaught, Armstrong, whatever he's calling himself nowadays. I think me and him could have a great big man match. So yeah, I'd like the YouTube title. If Duhop keeps the GTS title, I'd like to go at him for that. But I feel like Duhop's gonna die, so I'm gonna stay away from that belt. That belt is all Vince Series, Cerebrus, whatever name he's going by. Yeah, no. I'm gonna stay away from that one. I prefer not to die.
So there, kind of off topic, but there are going to be 2 future guests on the podcast. One of your opponents upcoming this Grimomania, Justice D. DeVille, and who also is going to be at Grimomania, Grim, who we're going to have on the show later on. Do you want to send a message to either of those 2 men?
Justice, I'm sorry. You're gonna die. No shock. No cap either. Grim, look, hope there's no hard feelings. I do respect you. Let's not cut that out the way. I have to do what I have to do what I have to do. Good luck in your match. Justice, you're just gonna plain die, and I'm gonna be short.
So, if you were put on the current day WWE roster, which of the WWE superstars in the locker room would you want to face in the match if you made your debut?
Right now, Edge, Daniel Bryan. Honestly, I really like Humberto. I'd like to face Humberto. Rey Mysterio. He's been one of my favorites since I was a child. Randy Orton. I feel like that would always be fun. Yeah. Other than that, I really don't know anyone else. I don't watch WWE anymore, really.
Out of all the brands besides GTS and LTW, like WWE, AEW, Impact, what brand would you like to be on? If you got a choice.
If I had a choice, AEW right now, because they are giving their talent more control over which way their character goes. Don't get me wrong. I don't care what any wrestler says. The goal is always the goal, no matter what, is WWE. Because once you've made it in WWE, you can make a lot more money. I don't care who you are. If WWE calls you, you're going. That's just a fact.
See, I was going to go to WWE the first beginning, and now I changed my mind. It's a little different. I wanted to go to GTS before I go anywhere else. That's what I was.
See, and a lot of people, and this is the thing. People think I hate GTS because I'm Team LTW. That's not necessarily the case. I love GTS, meaning I'm just not necessarily a fan of him at this moment. Well, let's not get that out the way. That's why, even on Twitter, and I said it, people want to say, oh, he was just babyface, he was just this, he was just that. Stop trying to be smart and just watch. There's a difference between real life and wrestling. Unfortunately, this is real. I get paid at LTW. I get paid more than what I get paid at GTS. I'm going to go and get paid more. At the end of the day, I'm in this business to make money. Speaking of which, make sure you go on to Teespring/Rejects to get your Hogg merch. Make sure you go on to Cameo, search up Hogg and request a nice little cameo. Go follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and even Xbox Live at Indies Hogg. I will be doing game night shortly on Call of Duty with some fans. But yes,
I can't do that. I'm on PlayStation. Okay.
Call of Duty. Guess what? Same thing. Got Call of Duty tag, Indies Hogg. What was that, bud?
You got cross-platform.
But I will be doing that shortly after I have as of where we stand, not counting like GPS or like LTW tapings. As far as live shows are back. The next 3 months, I have like 10 shows, so I don't have time off. But on one of my off weeks, I'm gonna try and do a mini royale custom game with fans.
Sounds good. Well, he's not here right now, but I'm pretty sure the speed machine will come down there, come to the tapings or something, come down to the live stream.
No, I'm not. It's not necessarily going to be a live stream. It's gonna kind of be. I post something on Twitter. Make sure you're following. If you Hogg saying, "Here's the game code to get into the massive battle royale." Get other wrestlers, and fans and everything like that all involved, and just have a night of gaming for 2 or 3 hours and call it that.
Which code do you guys play? Like
Warzone.
Warzone. All right, I'll download it. It's in my library right now. It's on right now.
Warzone.
Right.
Warzone is very fun.
Now, if you were to be in a position of and a number one contender for the YouTube Figures Heavyweight Championship against like Onslaught or Tony Cini, what would be your game plan?
See, it's two very different game plans. It really is, because Carl is Onslaught is in the best shape of his life, and he's a competitor. Me and him, it would be the battle of big men. He'd hit me super hard, but I'd have to hit him just a little bit harder. Now Tony Cini, he's fast. People don't realize how fast he actually is. He probably used his speed game, and he's also strong. He's lifted me time and time again. He's even hit me with a cutter out of nowhere off of a springboard. You can go check out that on his YouTube channel, Tony Cini, or mine, Hogg Videos. That match is on there where he caught me out of the air. So he's deceptive with his speed.
All right.
I'd have to keep him grounded. Just pound him.
Besides your match that's happening for the hardcore title, what match also are you excited for Criminal Mania?
That's being posted in about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that. I'm really interested to see who wins the YouTube Heavyweight Figures title. The YouTube title. But that goes without saying, the YouTube title is the most prestigious title in the company. So, I mean, if you're not paying attention to who's holding that, do you really want it?
True.
So, like, here's something I gotta say. Because, like, it bothers me. What we do is called independent wrestling. I am an independent contractor, which means I work for myself. Yes, I get hired by GTS. I get hired by LTW. I get hired by Delta Wrestling Alliance. I get hired by Brothers Wrestling. I get hired by Superstars of Wrestling Federation. I get hired by Pro Wrestling After Dark. I get hired by all these companies. At the end of the day, I'm my own boss. Stop saying I turned my back on a company when two companies that I work for are fighting. That's not fair to me to say I turned my back on this one, but I didn't turn my back on that one. At the end of the day, I had to make a choice. So I made my choice. If you don't like it, well.
I just now watched a couple weeks of LTW. I didn't see the beginning of the videos, like the oldest videos. I didn't see you in there. I didn't look at it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of people didn't really know that Ace had started his own company, but the difference between GTS and LTW is LTW was doing mainly live shows. We weren't really on the YouTube, so now we're on YouTube. We've been on YouTube. We've done the vignettes. We've done personally, one of my favorite matches, you can go to LTW on YouTube and look it up, is the Slaughterhouse match, where it was me and my partner at the time, Saint, facing Ace and his cousin, Medic or James Hines, whatever you want to call him now. Also, make sure you're following LTW on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Get all the notifications. There's a lot of big things coming up.
I think I have.
And do the same thing for GTS. Go make sure you're subscribed on YouTube to both companies. Make sure you're following them on Twitter. Well, I mean, following Grim on Twitter, I guess, because he doesn't have just a GTS page like LTW. But that's the difference. LTW isn't the Ace Marksman show. It's a lot of target wrestling. It's not all about one person.
What did you think of the Fatal 5-Way ladder match for the U.S. title?
I think it was intense. I think it was a good match. Sorry to say this, but I saw this coming. Jungle Jim has had victory on his mind, while Flash Carter, who is going to go somewhere. I don't care what anyone says. He's going to. If anyone on the roster right now could get signed, it's definitely him. He wasn't focused on the task at hand. He was focused on getting attacked from behind and not paying attention to where Jungle Jim was. A champion needs to always make sure he knows where his opponents are.
I have one more question. Out of both LTW and GTS, what is your favorite match on both shows that you've ever had on your career?
Hogg versus Violence. It ended in a no contest, but it was a very, very hard-hitting match. I have nothing but respect for Violence. He's the current World Heavyweight Champion of LTW. One day I'm going to take that title off of him, but that's my favorite match, and my favorite, I guess, match that was recorded for YouTube. No other purpose but to go onto YouTube. There was no fans. There was no other wrestlers there. Is the Slaughterhouse match. Also, I guess for GTS, it's me versus Jake Cage in the Hogg Head match. That was a lot of fun. Didn't go the way I wanted it. I lost my U.S. title in that match, but things happen.
So whatever happens between Grim and Ace Marksman, whoever wins that match, what do we expect from Hogg in the future?
Being the guy that just tries to keep everyone happy. I can't do it anymore. I really can't. I'm just going to be violent. I'm going to hurt people. I'm going to hold the hardcore championships of both companies for a very long time. I'm going to eventually go after the heavyweight championships. Unless it's Vince Series, I cannot emphasize that enough. If he is the heavyweight championship of GTS, you will not see Hogg in that title picture. I'll go for the YouTube belt instead. But yeah, that's about it. There's one, like, people could say I'm chicken, and that's fine. I say I'm intelligent. This man is 6'4", 230 pounds of just straight muscle.
So
He holds titles in almost every brand he is a part of. So I'm going to pass on that one.
So you mentioned like a couple hours from now we'll go live on Silly Super Pop channel. Who do you think would win the match, Tony Cini or Onslaught?
Honestly, I don't know. You're going to have to tune in to watch and find out, just like me. I'd like to say Tony. Me and Tony are like decent enough friends. Like we have the respect for each other. We face each other so many times. But there's that caveat of Grim being the special rep. I don't think Grim's going to call it fairly. Nothing in GTS is ever fair. It's called Grim's Toy Show for a reason. That's the point me and the other LTW guys are trying to make, is it's never really fair.
If you were the owner of GTS, what would you do to make it better?
Honestly, Grim does do a great job. I love Grim. Let's not get this twisted. I just love LTW more. I don't know why that's so hard to understand. But Grim lets his emotions get a hold of him. And that's why Ace Marksman is going to win at Grimomania. But with that being said, boys, you have time for one more question, and then I have to leave you both.
I'm gonna let Kyle handle this.
So
You both can get one more. You both can get one more question.
okay, so you've mentioned that one of your inspirations when you got into wrestling is especially the three faces of Foley. If if you had if you had an opportunity to face either one of those faces of Foley, either at GTS, LTW, SWF, if
Mankind is dark and twisted, and Hogg is dark and twisted. And I'm not stupid. Cactus Jack is a little bit more violent. I'm gonna go with the one that's not more violent than me. I'm gonna go with Mankind.
Now, before you joined any brand, who would you think out of everybody in both those brands, who is the best one that you know?
So, can you repeat the question, please?
All right, before you stepped in GTS, before you stepped in LTW, out of everybody on both brands, who is the best wrestler in your opinion before you stepped in?
So even now, I know I'm not the best wrestler. Let's get that out of the way. I am not the best wrestler on either brand. I do have probably more heart than anyone on it, but that's a matter of opinion. So just straight wrestler or character, or what do you mean?
Skills.
So for LTW, people always sleep on Ace Marksman. Ace Marksman is a phenomenal wrestler. Fun fact, he's one of my trainers. So there's that. Kurt Bale at GTS, he is mega miles ahead of a lot of people. He is also one of the people I'd like to have a straight one-on-one match with now, because I've grown the past couple of years. He's gotten better. We've both kind of done our own things. I'd like to face him too. So for GTS, it's Kurt Bell, without a doubt in my mind. For LTW, Ace Marksman. He's been doing this for over 10 years. He's put in the work. He's put in the miles. Put in the time.
Also, that I'm having a 8-man tournament to decide who's the pick a wrestler, so any wrestler from 2K19, and I'll have them supported by you. Like you get that be an 8-man tournament.
From 2K19, probably either, I don't know if Taker is in it, but Undertaker. He's a huge inspiration of mine. You see in some of the moves that I do, that like the old Undertaker, not the other Undertaker, if not Mick Foley, because for the longest time before anyone else was really doing it, my finisher was a double arm DDT.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us, Hogg.
Of course.
We look to having you at Groomamania when you face the 4 other men for the hardcore title.
Yes, guys. You guys be safe, and I'll see you guys soon. I'll gladly come back on anytime.
You two have a good day. Wow. That was not bad. I just was muted most of the time, but pulled that off. So
I'm gonna stick with this mask.
So for the people listening in, we're gonna have 2 more guests soon to be on this podcast. Sunday, we're gonna have Justice G. DeVille, one of Hogg's opponents and one of the biggest wrestling gods of YouTube, Grim. Whenever he may be. Oh, it's gonna end right now. I don't know why it has a timer. Okay. So I hope you guys, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.